Yo, as promised, we're going to do our top 10 favourite Treehouse of Horror segments. Now, we're going to say segments rather than episodes, because obviously you got 3 segments per episode, and some of them are great, some of them not so great. So we're doing segments rather than episodes. Now, it's a tradition in our house to watch them all back to back to back on Halloween, so I've probably seen more Treehouse of Horrors than any other episode, but don't quote me on that. As always, guys, these are our top 10 favourites, not top 10 bests. These are just my opinion. These are my favourites. If you don't see yours, or if you don't see your favourite high enough on the list, make sure that you comment. Let us know in the videos, because I love to see your guys' lists. I told a couple of people in the comments on the Nickelodeon list and the other Simpsons lists. It is my favourite thing to see everybody else's list. If you want to say I'm stupid for not including something, call me stupid. I love to see your list. So, that's enough time wasting. Let's get into it. It's Halloween. That means Treehouse of Horror episodes. Let's get it. So to start us off, we have got one from the original Treehouse of Horror. It's the oldest episode on this list, and it's so different from the rest. In other Treehouses, they pay homage to things like Twilight Zone and zombie films, but this is a quote-for-quote reading of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Narrated by the legendary James Earl Jones, this was my first introduction to The Raven and any work by Edgar Allan Poe, and this episode is beautiful. It looks insanely beautiful. The illustrations, the art style, it's unlike any other Treehouse, and it is a classic. In this send-up of the Twilight Zone episode with William Shatner on the plane, there is a gremlin on the side of the school bus, but nobody believes Bart. I love this episode so much. There's so many great moments, like Otto running Mole Man off the side of the road and then his car exploding, and the gremlin ripping Flanders' head off at the end of the episode. And there is a rare appearance by one of my all-time favourite Simpsons characters, Uda. I love Uda, the German exchange student. I know a lot of you really love this episode. It only makes it to number 9 for me, but I still love it. It may seem silly to say this now, but back in 1995, seeing The Simpsons in 3D was mind-blowing. This is a classic segment. Homer gets stuck in the 3D universe and eventually ends up in our universe buying erotic cakes. I love this one, and my boy Frink gets to shine in this episode. Frink tries to save Homer from the universe. It's great. I love it. This might be the most gruesome Treehouse segment ever. I mean, Snake gets electrocuted, Mo gets his heart ripped out, Apu gets drowned in squishies. This is a great episode. I love the animation when the toupee grows legs and arms. They use the sideburns for arms. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. If I mention Treehouse of Horrors, usually people would think of an episode like this. It is a brilliant, brilliant classic episode. One thing that I never got, though, is why was Zombie Einstein and Zombie Shakespeare in Springfield School? Never made sense, but a classic episode. Everybody remembers it for that scene. Dad, you shot the zombie Flanders. What? He was a zombie? Love this segment. It's a classic. When I ask people about Treehouse of Horrors, this never seems to show up on people's lists, but it's one of my all-time favourites. I love it. It's a little dated. When I watched it with my daughter, I had to explain, obviously, who Bill Clinton and Bob Dole was, but it doesn't take it away from what a great episode it was for me. I love every moment of this, from, obviously, the reveal of the aliens to Bob Dole being as droll as he was, Homer shooting them into space. But for me, what makes this a great episode is it's Kang and Kodos' episode. This is a segment where they really, really shine. I love it, and I love Kang and Kodos. Again, another one I think is like Citizen Kang, where it goes under everybody else's radar. Very underrated. I love it. Obviously, Marge getting a free con with Kodos. The special guest appearance by Jerry Springer. I remember the first time that I saw this, it came out on a preview. It was on the Too Hot for TV DVHS. And I went to Blockbuster to rent it just so I could see this new episode. It was on the VHS about a month or two before it was due to be on Sky One. So yeah, ever since then, it's been a classic for me. I love it. Up to now, these have been pretty interchangeable. The lists pretty much change on a weekly basis for me. But the next three, these are solid. These never change, my top three. And from what I understand, these three will probably be in everybody else's top five. So yeah, starting off with The Devil and Homer, a classic Treehouse where Flanders is the devil, Homer's got the forbidden donut. He goes to hell and obviously tries to eat all the donuts in the world. Homer getting his head turned into a donut and picking at himself, and then you got Wiggum and the boys waiting outside for him. This is a top three, no arguments, love it. It's the third segment from Treehouse 4, which I suppose you could say makes Treehouse of Horror 4 the best episode overall, because all three segments made it into the top 10. I love every episode in Season 5's Treehouse. They're all brilliant. But Bart Simpsons Dracula tops it. It ends up at number 2 for me on the list. It's brilliant. The super fun happy slide. Homer whacking Burns in the crotch. It is brilliant. So many great references to Bram Stoker's Dracula. There's some Lost Boys references in there as well. It is what a Treehouse of Horror should be. It is near on perfect. But it is not my favourite, so if it's not The Devil and Homer, it's not Bart Simpson's Dracula, it's not Dial Z for Zombies, you all know what it is. It's probably everybody's favourite Treehouse episode. If I'm wrong, by all means let me know. But for me, it is the best Treehouse episode, and it is amazing. It was inevitable. You sat through the other 9 knowing it was going to be The Shining. Like everybody else, I saw The Shining Treehouse episode before I saw The Shining. And it doesn't take anything away from The Shining. In fact, it just pays beautiful homage to it. I love The Shining more because of The Shining. Usually I'd say this is a classic moment, or that's a classic moment. But in this segment, every moment is a classic moment. The Shining is the perfect Treehouse of Horror. I love it, you love it. I've never met a single person who has a bad word to say about this segment in this Treehouse. So yeah, deserved number 1 spot. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know. And that's gonna wrap up Nostal-Ged for this Halloween. Only managed to squeeze out 2 videos, I'm afraid, guys, for Halloween, as I've been super busy. But hey, onwards and upwards. Halloween is getting behind us, and we're moving forward towards Christmas. Can't wait to drop a couple of Christmas lists on you. We could do Christmas films, we could do nostalgic Christmas presents, we could be doing some computer gaming. You guys let me know what you want to see. Got a bit of time now in between Halloween and Christmas, so let's crack on and get some content out there. Wishing you guys the best Halloween. I hope you're all doing stuff that's fun and getting out there. If you are going out trick-or-treating or anything, just please stay safe. As always, I thank you guys so much. All the shares, all the likes, all the subscribes. They mean the world to me, and I want you guys to know that this is your channel as much as it is mine. I love you guys. Peace out.